Let's talk changing nappies. A lot of people worry about changing nappies, particularly if they've never changed one at all in their lives before, and it can be a pretty scary experience. I'm going to show you how to change a disposable nappy now. This is what a disposable nappy looks like. They all vary slightly, but the principle is the same. The tabs here that fasten the nappy always go at the back, okay? So there's the tab. So this goes underneath the baby this way. Tags at the back and they fasten at the front. Okay, let's go. With a newborn baby, it's really important that you keep everything as simple as possible. So it's not a good idea to use wipes or anything like that in the first few weeks of life. Warm water and cotton wool are the best thing to use. It's really important to make sure that you do things properly and that a baby's properly cleaned. So with little girls, when you're changing a nappy, make sure that you use cotton wool and water and you wipe from the front to the back, and that's to prevent any infection from the back passage going towards the vaginal area. With little boys, it's really important to make sure that you get into all the little cracks and creases. So don't be worried about picking up their penis, moving it out of the way, lifting their testicles, to make sure that you get underneath and get everything clean. So it's important to make sure you have a look, that all of the areas are clean, particularly the creases in between their legs as well. And with girls and boys, make sure that you just get that little bit up at their back to make sure that nothing's crept out of the top of their nappy, because believe me, a little bit does go a long way. You don't really need to use nappy creams, particularly in the early days. Some people like to think about using a barrier cream to help prevent nappy rash. If you are using a barrier cream, make sure you use one that doesn't have any preservatives or additives in it and it's perfume free. Just a thin light layer is good enough to use. If you do decide to use wipes, it's a good idea to wait until after the first few weeks, because baby skin is very soft, it's very delicate, and you don't want to set up any allergies. Once you do move on to wipes, if that's what you choose, make sure that you decide on wipes that are non-perfumed and alcohol-free. The other thing to think about with little boys is that, well, all babies tend to want to pee when you take their nappies off because the fresh air hits them. Little boys tend to give you a little bit of a warning, and their little penis might stand to attention, and that might warn you to step back in case you get showered. You might want to have a muslin cloth or a terry nappy or something handy just to cover over in case a little boy does look like he's about to shower you. The other thing to remember when you're changing a little boy's nappy is always make sure that the penis is pointing down towards the 6 o'clock position when you do the nappy up. If it's pointing up to 12 o'clock, they'll pee out of their nappy and all over their clothes, and the nappy will be beautiful and dry. If you point it to 3 o'clock or 9 o'clock, the same can happen. They can pee out of the side and they get a wet leg and the nappy stays dry.